Hello and welcome to the Fashion Frontier. I'm so excited to have you here. My name is Audrey Rendo and we're here at Dusit Princess Hotel Residence, and I'm also joined by the very gorgeous Datche Achieng.
Thank you.
Karibu, Mama.
Asante.
You look so gorgeous.
You too.
Can you tell us a little bit about yourself and what is it that you do?
Well, thank you so much for having me. I am Datche Achieng Maureen, a fashion and lifestyle content creator and a fashion entrepreneur.
That is a lot of hats you're wearing there. Could you please share with us the journey about being a lifestyle content creator? How did you come to start it? How is it going right now?
My journey as a fashion, lifestyle content creator and entrepreneur has been, it's not been so long. I've been in it for around 2.5 years now. Before I became a content creator, I was an accountant. I'm an accountant by profession. So I did work as an accountant in a different company for 2 years up until COVID. So, you know, the changes that came in with COVID.
Yeah, that was a lot.
I know. So by the end of 2020, you know, the job wasn't paying me as much because a lot of people had been laid off, and I think I figured out that I needed to do something else for myself. So
you also run one of my favorite fashion brands in Kenya, Empower Clothing.
Yes, I do.
How did you come to start that brand?
Yeah, so when I stopped working as an accountant, I didn't have a job for around 4 months after that. And at the time, Instagram, I was active on Instagram, but not as a content creator. I was just I was just having fun on Instagram, posting. Sometimes I didn't have to. So when after some time, after 4 months, I decided I wanted to start selling, you know, pieces to women. And because I realized that my following was so interested in my fashion sense, they liked my style, so I decided to try and do that, and it immediately picked up. Yeah.
What would you describe like your personal style? Is it casual? Is it playful? Is it street? Which is your personal style? Yeah. Apart from Empower, just your personal
style. One, I'm very big on decency, and so what drives my style is mostly I'm a very basic person. I love basics in my wardrobe. I just have a classic style. That's my style. It's not, I'm not good with streetwear and the extremely creative designs. I have a very simple classic style.
Okay, so about the creating content. Okay, what is your creative process? How do you arrive? Where do you get ideas? Just what is the whole creative process?
Yeah, sure. So I think I'm just mostly inspired by what I mostly like, which is just the simple classic style. I am not, like I said before, I am not very big on, you know, the creatives who are they really can come up with just any design, but I'm more like, I just want to throw on a blazer on top of a classic white shirt, and I want to just buy things that I can wear with so many different items in my wardrobe. So that's just really what I like. It's not in me to come up with the extra designs. It's not just me. It's just not,
What is your most rewarding thing that comes with being a lifestyle content creator?
I'm sure being in this space, something that's really validating. What's been rewarding for me is mostly getting partnerships that, for me, when I started this journey, wasn't something that I thought I would actually like get into as soon as I'd started, because I remember 4 months into me doing content creation, I landed my first big partnership.
4 months, that's a short time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I know. I know. So I landed one of the best paying partnerships in the country for content creators.
Good for you.
And it felt like I was doing the right thing. And I think it kept me going. I felt that validation at that time. Yeah.
What are some of your favorite pieces from your Empower Clothing brand?
Blazers.
I knew it. Even as I was asking, I knew it's going to be
that will have to be blazers. I'm a blazer girl. Since my university days, I've been a blazer girl. Anyone who's known me from that time know that I've been a blazer girl, since then.
So how do you hope to inspire others through your content creation, through your clothing brand and all of that?
I feel like for me, part of my story, I hope people who feel like, because before I got into this journey, I didn't feel like it's a space I deserved to be in. So when I get people asking me like, telling me I would like to get to this point, I still feel like I have a very long way to go. But I realized through this short period that I've been in this space, I get a lot of people who tell me like I really inspire their journey. And because before I used not to talk about how I came to get into this space, but when I started speaking more about it, by telling people me not having a job, decided to create something for myself. I think it should like let others know you should try and do what you feel like, what you want to do.
I think one of the favorite things that I've ever had in my journey is when you feel like you have the imposter syndrome, it means that you're doing the right thing, you know. So you have a background in finance. You shared with us that before you used to be an accountant.
Yes.
Does that come handy when you're starting your own clothing brand?
Very. How? Because I'm my own accountant.
Oh, good.
Yeah. For the most part. Okay. I'm able to do a lot of things by myself. And the biggest thing that also helped me with, I'm very big on minimizing costs, whether it's my personal brand or my clothing brand. So when how this finance contributed to, having a background in finance contributed to this, when I got into this space, I decided like, like for the cameras, let's say the cameras, it's not very cheap hiring photographers, videographers, and you have to do it because I had standards to which I wanted my content to be at some point. So I made a sacrifice at the time and got myself a camera. I didn't know how to operate a camera at all, but over time I've really learned how to do it.
Teach yourself.
Yeah, in fact, I shoot all my partnerships by myself.
No.
Yeah, I do. All my content, I shoot them by myself.
Oh, where to go?
So that to me, also, even before I hired someone to help me with my clothing brand, I did a lot by myself because being a content creator for the most part means working from home. So I only got to hire someone to help me when the work became overwhelming for me. Like I couldn't find time for my personal brand, and it's just as important to me at this point. So I think my background in finance, it really came in handy with me being so keen on minimizing my costs with everything just around me. So when people talk about starting businesses, it sounds so cute in theory until you start doing it. So do you think that there's some things that you learned in school but they didn't apply in your business at all? Are there things that you only came to learn once you started running your own business? What are these things? How we view finance in books is so different from real life.
Tell me about it.
How it works is so different because you tell me when someone is, let's say you start selling something right now and you really want your business to grow. And a lot of people tell you your business money is not your personal money. But you're going hungry. So what do?
That makes sense.
Like you're going hungry. So you're going to end up using your business money.
Anyway.
Yeah, because even if if you want to be so disciplined, you're gonna die hungry being disciplined to keep keep it going. So you really have to find a balance, regardless if you have to, whether you have to seek assistance somewhere or just, try to really minimize whatever you need, your needs for this business to grow. Because it's not easy. It's easier said in theory compared to, how it really is in real life. It's so different.
So the fashion industry tends to be very dynamic one thing isn't today,
it is.
Tomorrow it's not there.
It
so
is.
much as you mentioned that you really like to stay with the classics.
Yeah.
So how do you keep grounded and not get swayed away by the changing trends? And also, but at the same time, you're innovative enough to match the style and fashion of that day. How do you do it?
My kind of style doesn't need a lot of changes.
Never goes out of style.
Yeah, it doesn't really need. You don't need a lot of changes with my kind. I can assure you, I've ever worn this kind of exact thing that I'm wearing today. I wore it in school, back in my uni days. I'm sure I've worn a similar thing, and it's still nice today. So I think, and I can't lie, yeah, like fashion, it's so dynamic, and we have a lot of trends coming in, and sometimes I fall into the trends myself. Sometimes they're just outfits that I also just want to wear them for the time that they're in. Yeah, but for the most part, it's not something I can't keep changing outfits every other time. That's something that I don't do. So
What is the one trend or style that you ever tried and you're just like, I'll never do this again, ever? Like, this is a huge mistake, I'll never do it again.
This is so weird, but I'm not a huge fan of mom jeans. Yeah. I think they look good on people. I really feel like they look good on people, but it doesn't go well with a lot of my pieces. Yeah, so it's not something that I criticize. I wouldn't criticize it, but I know it's been here for such a long time, and it just not something that I can wear it, but it's not I can wear it, but it's not my number one outfit.
So being a content creator, there's always that pressure to put more and more and more out there. Most people struggle with that. They struggle with creating a boundary between their personal lives and what they have to put out there. And sometimes they feel like the audience demands more of them.
They do.
So how do you create a balance between your personal life and your content creation?
Because I'm very huge on boundaries. So when it comes to striking a balance, when you're a content creator, for the most part, people feel like you shouldn't be having these boundaries. You put yourself out there, so you need to take in anything. I can really dish out anything to you, and
demand it.
Yeah, that happens. But as I tell people, like for example, not so long ago, someone told me like they didn't find my content relatable to them.
So live.
And that's because I understand, because in this space we are very different. We are very, very different. There are people who just they don't if they have a problem today about like what's going on in their business, they just come here and tell you, hey guys, like I'm going through it, this is what's really happening. And it's good because it connects them with their audience, especially if that's what the audience are really interested in. They want to see the real life about it, everything, So you just go around and share everything, which is not entirely bad. But I normally tell people you have to understand that people are so different. Even on a normal day, I might have problems. Like business, it's obvious. You're not going to have 100% good ride all the time. But even in my real life, I don't like blurt it out to strangers in like real life. And I'm not saying like this is like fake on Instagram, like people are fake. There are real people behind those accounts. But I'm just trying to explain. I tend to share my problems more with people that I feel I'm really, really connected to, in a way that I know they're going to be able to solve my problem for me. They're really going to help get involved. So, like in that case, when someone feels like I'm not being relatable in that way, I feel like when I come to this social media space, I just came to do a specific job. I want to show you how I'm dressing, or I want to suggest to you something you could just wear, places you could go to. And once in a while, I can just be like, okay, this is hard, this is not hard. But when it comes to being extremely vulnerable, that's not something I'm willing to do.
Okay.
So I think when it comes to boundaries, people feel like you owe them that.
Yeah.
But I'm never shy to let someone know, like, if you don't feel like this, you're not getting this from me, then I'm probably not the, creator for you.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like that. Yeah. So having spoken about boundaries and of course the vagaries that come with creating content, what are some of the self-care practices that you really prioritize in your life?
Oh. Oh my God, I haven't really thought about that because could just pretend lie to you. But reality is I just never I don't take things to heart so much. Like, you really have to keep pushing for me to actually give you attention, especially if it's something that impacts me negatively. For the most part, I don't think much about that. I just feel like how my Instagram is set up. Being honest, 99% of my audience on Instagram, I never get people who are like really negative on my on my Instagram. I also don't get people who are maybe too chatty. Sometimes I do, but I think because I'm not that chatty, someone can probably get the vibe. So I never get a lot of that. So it's very much once in a while. It's a once in a while thing, and when it happens, it's I'm able to just address it to the person. Okay. Yeah, but when it comes to like me taking care of myself, sometimes you just log out. Like, sometimes it's just too much for you, and you're like, let me rest. I may have content lined up, but I just schedule them, and then I just take a break. Okay. Yeah.
That's a good thing.
Yeah.
I also feel like when your profile or your page exudes a lot of positivity, it also attracts people who feel the same way around you. Yeah.
Yeah, I think how even in real life, your impression, you make the impression to people, like how you are. It might just be in you to always want to bash people or do this. I think how you present yourself anywhere in real life, social media, how you present yourself determines how people approach you. Okay. Doctor, and I'm not saying that people who get a lot of negativity deserve it. That's not me that, but I feel like people like to perceive things from what we show them. Okay. They perceive things differently.
You get what you
and there's
put out.
And there's also like and there's also like something that are obvious. Okay. If you're doing if I'm really exposing myself like too much, and someone commented about maybe a part of me that makes me feel uncomfortable, I would be pissed. But at the end of the day, also like it happens because these people are perceiving it in a different way. Yeah. So I think it also depends, like how you present yourself also depends. Yeah.
That makes a lot of sense. So in the fashion sphere and generally just in your life, do you have any role models or people who inspire you?
Yeah, I do. Within Kenya?
Not necessarily, just generally.
Okay. As a content creator, let me start as a business person. I'll just say locally, because I have a long list. But I'll just say locally, I really love Grace. She's someone I knew like from way back, maybe in 2018. That's around the time when we first got to know each other. Chris Njoki. Yeah. So and I feel like I've watched her grow. Like, I've just watched her make the baby steps, doing her designs. It's just been a beautiful journey, like just watching her growth as a person. I like her as a person, but also I feel like I've been, at the backseat just watching what she's been doing like every step of the way, and I'm normally very proud of her, and I tell her that a lot of time. So yeah, I'll just say locally.
So presently here.
Yeah.
What is one of the most memorable moments that you've had in your journey as a content creator?
As a content creator, I think when an agency wanted to really work with me, that they kept asking if they could like add me more funds so that I could drop the competing brand, but I didn't do that. I'm loyal. Okay. But I think it made me feel very, you know, like I'm doing something really good.
Okay.
And that happened twice. And also, I think when I couldn't also work, like when an agency keeps giving me different jobs, I feel like,
you feel so valued.
yeah. And even being asked, like, I'd like for you to suggest me creators who do exact thing you do by like maybe an international agency, because I've also worked with one international agency. So I think it's made me proud of myself.
Okay. Yeah. That's a very good thing to know, and to many more.
Yes, please.
So one of the things that people who are in the clothing business struggle with is the styles being copied by other brands.
Yeah.
How do you deal with that? I mean, have you ever experienced that first?
No.
Second, how do you deal with it?
I don't, because one, my clothes are imported. So with imports, you can't really control that.
Okay.
Yeah, you can't really control that. And but I see it a lot, like in our industry. Something that I started working on recently was showcasing like Kenyan fashion, Kenyan stores on my YouTube channel. That's still new, but it's picked up. So I think I don't see a lot of it in our industry as at now. I don't see a lot of it. I don't know a single person that I can go to their YouTube and be like, let me see what this store has. And so I've been doing a series where I pick different outfits from different stores, and I just showcase it. Like I just talk about that store.
That sounds interesting.
Yeah. So that's what I've been, something new that I'm hoping to grow. Okay. Yeah. As a content creator, I'm still looking forward to like scaling up, and I've been very consistent this year. So I have a very my hopes are really high when it comes to that, and as an entrepreneur, I'm hoping to expand as well. Okay. Yeah.
That's so good. So it's been very nice having you here.
Thank you.
And just before we go, I'd just like you to say maybe a few things to the people who are really looking up to you.
So as a content creator, if you'd like to grow and as a content creator, I think it's everyone says just start, and I understand, like for me it took a long time to start doing what I'm doing, because I really wanted to be comfortable, and I really wanted to just identify what I really wanted in this space. But it's like for YouTube, I said I would never get on YouTube. I wanted to be on YouTube in 2018, and then I just gave up. Yeah, I remember shooting a video and I'm just like, no, this won't work. This is not the quality that I want. This is not. But I wish I did start at that time, because when I gave up, I was just like, I'm done. But I'm sure if I did start at that time, I'd be very far right now. So if you really want to do something, you just have to start with what you have, and consistency is so important in this industry.
Let me just interrupt you.
Yeah.
Content or consistency, which one is key?
Consistency.
Consistency is
key.
Okay.
Yeah. For me, I think it's consistency. Content matters. The value of your work matters. Okay. But someone who's consistent with what they're doing, you might be way better than them, but they're going to go way further than you if they're consistent. So consistency is like so important. Okay. Yeah.
That's a very good advice here.
It's very important.
All right. Well, guys, we heard it from Datche Achieng, the very, very gorgeous lifestyle content creator, and of course the proprietor of Empower Clothing. Thank you so much for joining us at Fashion Frontier, and thank you so much, Lucid Princess Hotel Residences, for having us on this day. My name is Audrey Rindo. See you in the next one.